Soft girl is a fashion style and a lifestyle popular among some young women on social media based on a deliberately cutesy feminine look with a girly girl attitude.
Now,
what?
What does
that mean? That's confetti. Okay,
we're confused.
That's frivolous.
So the thing is that now that we're getting to the end of the year, you will probably be seeing a lot of videos like this, like how to be, becomes a soft girl, how to live in your soft girl era, how to reinvent yourself before 2024. And honestly, I don't want to say it's a bunch of BS. But I think it's hiding the real issue. I think it's more about the outer, like that said, a fashion style. It says a girly girl attitude, getting rid of that, the masculinity look. I guess that's what they're saying,
Yeah, but what is it really?
Yeah, what are you doing?
What it is really, and what we've been seeing is like when people talk about, oh, I'm in my soft girl era, they're talking about like, oh, I'm not working, or oh, I'm like just depending on other people for stuff, or oh, I'm fly me out, which is totally fine. Like we're not judging, but that's like what they literally mean. That's what they're literally doing.
That's kind of what they're. And honestly, I think it's what the problem is that it's about what others are doing can do for you, not what you're doing for yourself.
Yes.
Because I'm all for a girl getting somebody to fly them out. I'm all for a girl to get somebody to like. I'm not saying that.
Can you fly me out, Dubai? Okay, Jamaica.
Fly us out.
Get the passport.
But
call it that.
What we're saying is that how is that living software era? Because if you're just depending on somebody, is it really? And I think a lot of it is.
I mean, that's real soft. I mean, that's like I'm dependent on you for my livelihood. Soft. Like if you go hard, then I'm just out in the sun like a raisin. Yeah. So, but like I also think I'm very opinionated about this. I hate these like terms and these. It's every couple months it's something new. Soft girl era, and I also hate this word reinvention. What Yakira touched on before was, I think the reason why the soft girl era is like really prevalent of what the definition that we read is really prevalent is because women are lacking a balance. Black women, especially women of color, but especially Black women, are lacking a balance of working so hard in every situation, in every relationship, in every work situation that we have. We have to work twice as hard. Corporate America, regular jobs, school, relationships. We always have to be everything for everybody and for everyone, not even for ourselves. And so I think we are used to working so hard. Now people are getting so tired, we're not working at all. And I don't mean physically like a job. I just mean working on ourselves, working in relationships. And so I think we are lacking that balance.
And I think it's kind of like what's going on in the workforce. Like people are saying people don't want to work anymore. No, people are tired of working. People are
pennies.
People are tired of getting pennies for no reason. Like we're not getting so when you're tired of being beaten down, it's almost like you're just gonna stop. You're going to do a complete stop. And I feel like that's what Black women are doing. The balance is not there for us. Like we don't have it where, okay, we're tired of, living like this. We do want to live in luxury. We do, want to have the stuff that we deserve and not have to work so hard. But also we know that we want to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. We're taking care, of our sisters too,
Well, I mean, I think also when you think about it, like other people have a lot of support. And I think sometimes when you don't have that level of support, when you're like, well, and that's where the balance comes in. Because if you're your only support and it's like, oh, well, I can't take a break. I don't have any days off. My sick days are gone. My paid days are gone. All that kind of stuff is gone. Where do you fall to? And so I think that's where people are starting to depend on, not saying depending on good sources and depending on like healthy relationships and healthy sources to lift you up is great. But I think people are starting and women are starting to depend on sources that are not that good or not helpful, or they might be helpful, but they're hurting you more than they're helping you.
The problem is that we're not getting help from our Black men when it comes to our, parenting, when it comes to working, when it comes to our feelings and hearing us out. Not all Black men, I'm just saying in general. If it comes to that, how can you still plead them to help you with money and stuff? It's like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, or part of the reason why we feel like we can't live in that soft girl era. Why would you still plead to your oppressor oh, well, they need to fly me out, stuff like that. You're still being a victim to
because
them. You're still being subjected to them.
Well, it's like the survivor mentality, and it's also not really good. It's also like I can't get what I want, so I'm gonna get something, and I think that's what it is. It's settling.
I'm leaving here with something.
Well, I'm leaving here with something. I'm gonna look. You may put me out one half the house, but I'm gonna get in the other half. Yeah. But people like it's like it's like a get all you can, and I think people think that they're winning because they have the materialistic stuff, or they're they're reaping some of the benefits. But like really, your life is not rich,
Like and honestly, it's just I think what you depend. What do you think is rich? What do you think is abundance? What do you think that is? Yeah. I think that's for us is what my mindset is now, and what I want to do, and I think for me in my soft era, what I want, and not even saying soft era, but just in what I want, the mindset change is the unbecoming of the things that I was, the unbecoming of, in that rebirth of, what God put in me, and just going through that and not listening to society, not listening to family, not listening to
really
others.
Hard too. But our acronym for we took out the girl. Our acronym for soft era is
self over frivolous treasures, accept real acceptance. And I feel like the reason why I think that's important is because I feel like your soft era, especially for me, is putting myself over worldly things that we think are going to make us happy, things that we think are going to make our body happy, things that we think are going to make our mind happy, and I mean that in all ways, and mostly materialistic things, but also just worldly things in general. Accept real acceptance, and when I mean real acceptance, I mean from everybody, from yourself, from other people, actually, and also asking for help and accepting that as well. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because I think sometimes it's like we as women, we as Black women, we as people, there's some things that it's easy for us to accept, like a woman in her soccer era may be able to say, yeah, fly me out, yeah, spend this money, or yeah, do this, pay my rent. But when it comes to really accepting a compliment, or when it comes to really accepting love or criticism or advice from a male counterpart or a friend or whoever, that could be hard.
I think anything it's like a 5-step guide to reinvent yourself. That's surface level. Like, and we could get here and give us all, we all put 5 steps that can help with, that we think is going to work. And we try it, y'all try it. But it's like, it's deeper than that. It's not a 5-step process to reinventing yourself or to the soft girl era. Because
I'm not a robot.
Yeah, and everything also is different. Because for me, I know my rebirth and who I am in my soft era is to accept also all of me and who I am.
That's why the S in soft is for self. And it's okay. Who you are is who you are. Yeah. And if
you're fine with it, then
it's totally okay to experiment, to try to figure out, oh, maybe I noticed this in this relationship, or I noticed I respond like this, and being aware of it. But don't go in thinking that you're horrible or you're wrong, or you have to change yourself, or do a complete 180. If we realize that the power that we hold, and I don't mean it in a way of like trying to be vindictive and hold power over people, but no, just your power within yourself. And somebody told me something a couple days ago, and he said unlock your power. And that is so crazy of how much power we have that's untapped.